my lovies, and welcome to the Padapafkar. So the FOXTALE GLOW Sunscreen. This one was really pushed into the audience. This one was marketed so much. And this literally went viral. It was on everyone's feed, and I obviously had to get this for myself. First of all, I love that FOXTALE is one of the first brands which started new generation chemical filters, which are helpful for people with very sensitive skin who couldn't tolerate old gen chemical filters. So I think right now they are probably one of the only companies which use entirely new generation chemical filters in all of their sunscreens. Okay, so this is the Golden Hour Glow Sunscreen. It has an SPF of 50 PA++++, that's 4 pluses. It prevents tan and boosts glow, and of course we have vitamin C and niacinamide as its marketing point. This is actually incredibly reasonably priced. Okay, this is just 349 rupees for 50 grams of product. FOXTALE has so many 2+2 sales going on. If you get this on the right time at Nykaa, you get this at like a 1+1. So imagine 350 divided by 2. That's literally like what? 175-ish. So of course these are also on 1+1 sales, sometimes on the Nykaa sales and stuff like that, and that's incredibly reasonably priced. So this basically at MRP comes up to about 7 rupees a gram. You will need at least a gram of product per application to give you optimal protection in the sun. So you will be spending rupees 7 per application. Okay, so this sunscreen is also certified. I'm attaching the certification shot. So they say this gives you a golden glow, no white cast, it has a lightweight feel, hydrating, non-sticky, and this product is cruelty-free like all of FOXTALE's products. However, again, like almost all of FOXTALE products, this one does have fragrance. So they say that this suits all skin types. So they have like a range of sunscreens, okay? They say the dewy one is for dry skin, normal to dry skin. They have an oily matte sunscreen for the oily skin people, and this one they say suits all skin types. So getting into the ingredients of this sunscreen. So our fourth ingredient here is our first UV filter, which is methylene bis-benzotriazolyl tetramethylbutylphenol, which is Tenosorb M. It is basically a UVA and a UVB filter, and it is highly photostable. After that, our seventh ingredient over here, which is diethylamino hydroxybenzoyl hexyl benzoate, is our next UV filter. It is Uvinal A. It is basically a very photostable UVA filter. And then we have ethyl hexyl triazone, which is basically a UVB filter. There are no other mineral filters over here. This is a pure chemical sunscreen using these three chemical filters. Apart from that, we're just seeing some emollients. So there are actually no comedogenic ingredients in this list at all. I mean, C12-15 alkyl benzoate can be slightly comedogenic, but again, it's in literally every other product, and depending on how well it is formulated, how concentrated it is, of course, it shouldn't be causing a problem at all. So yeah, if you do look at the ingredient list, I don't see very problematic ingredients. And there's also tocopherol, which is vitamin E, towards the end of the list. Sometimes, depending on how it's formulated, I get like really tiny breakouts, but yeah, most of the time it's not really a problem. Of course, this sunscreen does have silicones. If you're looking for a silicone-free option for whatever reason, this is not it. So nowhere on the website do they say that this is sweat or water resistant. So if you want optimal protection from this, you will have to keep reapplying. So let me show you the consistency of this. So it's actually quite lightweight. If you guys have used the Dr. Sheth's vitamin C and ceramide sunscreen, it's a little bit similar to that, maybe like 2% thicker, honestly not much difference. And the fragrance is definitely there, it's quite strong. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this to half of my face, and let's see how real the glow thing is. So what I find a little bit surprising in this is, even though there are no mineral filters, it still kind of takes time to get rid of this cast. So anyway, we're just gonna let this sit on my face and we're gonna continue talking. So in case you wanted to know how much vitamin C is in this product, it is equal to or less than 1% because it is after phenoxyethanol. So you can see ethyl ascorbic acid, which is basically a very stable form of vitamin C. In all honesty, 1% of vitamin C, I don't feel like it does much for my skin. But of course, from SPF plus, using vitamin C every single day, even in 1%, should give me some amount of brightening. Okay, at this point, I'm just gonna start patting it in. So this is the famous FOXTALE Glow. It just, yeah. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, like a mineral sunscreen also tends to do the same thing because it leaves a little bit of a cast. but it's not a cast, so it kind of looks like your skin is glowing. So yeah. So I'm doing this side as well, and then we'll kind of discuss. Okay, so this is what it looks like immediately upon application. Okay, so obviously there's this nice shine glow going on the skin right now. So I'm gonna come back in about like half an hour to an hour, and then we'll do like a reapplication shot. Okay, so it's been about half an hour, and then we're gonna go ahead and reapply this right now, and I'll share with you my final thoughts. Okay, so as you can see, this product really doesn't pill. At the moment, the only skincare I had on my face before I started this was Dot & Key moisturizer. Not even serums, just Dot & Key's Barrier Repair moisturizer. Clearly on top of it, it's perfectly fine. It didn't pill, and in fact, even in the few days I did use this, it did not pill at all, but I'll get there. Number one, if you sweat with this one on, like, this is very strange because chemical sunscreens don't do this normally, but with this one, it starts giving you, like, you know how with mineral sunscreens, if you sweat a lot, you get like this white, what is it, like cast? So even if you sweat a little bit, you know, near your eyebrows and along your hairline, you'll have like white stuff going on. Now in a mineral sunscreen, I'll tolerate that because I understand it's very hard to formulate one. But with a chemical sunscreen, I'm not the biggest fan of that. And second of all, I don't know why it breaks me out though. There's nothing comedogenic in this entire ingredient list. Within 3 days of using it, I start getting small pimples, not even like the vitamin E kind of pimples that I get, not a big pimple. And there's like a little bit of itching that goes on wherever they are. So I did try this a long time ago, it happened then, and this is the same tube. I tried it again and it happened again. So yeah, this didn't do it for me, but trust me, there are actually a lot of people who like this. I need to remind you, if something doesn't work for me, it doesn't mean it won't for you. There are so many people who actually like this. If it is lightweight, yes, it is lightweight, relatively quite lightweight. Like, it's heavier than the Minimalist Fluid, heavier than the Be Body Wise, a little bit heavier than Sugandha, slightly it's on par with the Conscious Chemist sunscreens, but a little bit more, but still relatively lightweight. We have much heavier sunscreens like the Hyphen All I Need. Holy shit, that was heavy. There's so many heavy sunscreens. This is okay, but it just didn't work for me. So yeah, if you actually have normal skin, you might really like this. Can sort of start looking greasy on your face towards the second half of the day. If you're dry skin as well, you might like this. Even though they say that this is for all skin types, I feel like if you're somebody with oily skin, you will not like this. It's going to not feel heavy, but it's just gonna make you look shiny by the end of the day. Depending on your skincare, it can pill, but it is very unlikely. It doesn't pill for me. Again, if you're somebody with oily skin, the thing is your skin starts producing oil, and then how products work on that can be very different. My skin is so dry that it doesn't produce any oil at all. So that's the difference, but with my regular skincare, never pilled. So I'm just going to go ahead and wash this off. With this product, you do not need any double cleansing product. You should be fine with this. You do not need to double cleanse. As for if it is pregnancy and lactating safe, ideally these are new generation chemical filters which have been proven to not penetrate too deep into the bloodstream, and the absorption compared to the old generation chemical filters is drastically reduced. So you will see many sunscreens with new gen chemical filters completely considered pregnancy safe, but the brand has not made that claim, and always check with your dermatologist. So yeah.